Bitcoin is closing in on $70,000 again. Solana has been holding above $160. The miners are up this morning. We're going to take a look at the mempool. I think we'll also take a look at the money market funds, see where those are sitting. I also have two pieces of news, suspiciously one after another, that we're going to talk about here that will be political, but we're not going to talk politically. We're just going to look at them and then look at the market and see how that reflected. But first of all, let's take a look at the cost of transacting in Bitcoin right now. You can see right now the highest value up here is at 665, which is significantly higher than it was just a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, excuse me. It was under $1. You can see on the far left here, it's still under $1, but it was at about these levels even at the highest value just a few weeks ago. And you can see right now we're more than 6 times above that. So that's pretty exciting as a holder of Bitcoin miners. Maybe not so much if I'm transacting in Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin. It's not as exciting, but for me personally and for us holding the miners, this is kind of a nice thing to see this increase in the cost of transacting in Bitcoin, because it means that the revenues for our miners is up, and it's up by over 6x right now. Now it's nowhere near the $20 per transaction that it was around the halving, or for the very few hours at the halving, over $200 per transaction, but you know what? I'll take it. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. So we've got some news that came in one after another. We had this piece of news, which I'm sure everyone saw. Let me highlight this here. You can see it here. All right, give you a second to read that. We're not going to be talking about it. We're just looking at the time frame here. So this came out on Thursday, May 30th. Guess what happened the exact next day? And if anyone in crypto knows what happened, it was this piece of news right here. Let's see. This was a veto. All right, right here. This came in. This was the crypto bill coming out of Congress. And that came out exactly the day after somebody feeling a little bit untouchable at the moment, feeling a little like they've got the upper hand perhaps with this type of a move, because I thought somebody was warming up to Bitcoin. That's what I was reading up until that came out. Anyways, that's the news. As you can see, it really didn't have any effect on Bitcoin. Bitcoin just went up anyways. Look at it being up today. I thought it was going to be red today because it was a little bit red over the weekend. You can see on May 31st when that news came out, it was down 1.26%. And now we're up significantly more than that. We're about to cross the threshold, possibly while I'm recording this video right now, of $70,000. So Bitcoin does not care. Bitcoin continues to truck along. It does not care what gets in its way. It will bulldoze that. So that's what we're looking at with Bitcoin right now. It is going up over $70,000. You'd love to see it. It went into this descending channel for a little while, and it is now breaking out of it almost decidedly. We'll see by the end of the day what it does there. That'd be pretty exciting. So let's take a look. Also, let's take a look at the monthly on Bitcoin. I haven't looked at monthly candles. They're in now. The month of May is in now. You can see the month of May was actually up 11.29% for Bitcoin. We are outside of that descending channel here. This larger descending channel that was the handle for my cup on the monthly chart. If we decidedly stay outside of this descending channel of the big giga cup here, we're going to be looking at some really amazing price action on Bitcoin. So I'm pretty excited about that. Actually, I'm actually really excited about that, seeing that right now. I have not seen this yet. I'm actually very, very happy about that. Like, look at how far away from it we are right now in the month of June. If this candle does not come down to touch this descending channel at all, if this candle doesn't come down to touch this descending channel at all this month and closes above it, we could see some pretty wicked moves out of Bitcoin in the coming months. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Okay, let's go take a look at Solana. So Solana has respected my 160 level, actually 160.34 to be exact, if you want to get to the penny, has been respecting that. It's come down and tapped this several times. If I went into smaller time frames, you'd be able to see it. In fact, you know what? I'll do it. I'll go down into like let's see, say 2 hour. Let's go to a 2 hour. Let's come down to it. Let's see. Once, almost twice exactly touched it. It came down to 165 several times and bounced off of it, but then came down here a little bit lower and bounced off this. It is respecting this line. And I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, that it's going to stay above that 160 level. And it looks like it's going to respect that, especially with the moves out of Bitcoin right now. So now we have been, if we look on the daily chart here, we have been in a very tight, controlled sell-off since May 28th. Very tight, controlled sell-off, just doji, 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 inverted hammer, doji, and then, just to scare you, and then run up. Look at this. This candle's engulfing the previous candle, the previous two candles it's engulfing here right now today. If we can hold up around 166, 167. Heck, if we can close over 168, we are wide open all the way up to the mid 170s, potentially even, up to the high 170s here, 176, before we start running into some resistance on these upper candles here. So let's watch for that right now. We've had this controlled sell-off for days, building liquidity, and now we're getting that bullish candle. Let's see it. Let's hope that this thing holds and moves us higher and higher and higher. I really want to see it take out that 189 level that was established here on May 21st and see us go for that cycle high here at 210. I want to take that out soon. That would be quite amazing for my soul bag. Right now, I have added a few coins to my bag here at that 160, $163 level. I've just, every time it gets down there, I've been buying one or two. I don't have a lot of funds left to contribute to my crypto bags, but that's one that I've been adding a little bit to. And of course, this is not financial advice, not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. It's just what I'm doing with my crypto bags right now. Okay, so let's move on to the miners. We're going to start with CleanSpark. CleanSpark is up 5.6% today. That is great. We haven't seen such a nice day like that since, when was it? I mean, last time we had more than 5% a day, it was, which, man, is a while. Up 5% up was like May 15th, couple of weeks. I guess it's only been a couple of weeks, but it feels like forever. Come on, CleanSpark. I would like to see today close above $17.19, just so that this pattern that it prints, this 3-day pattern, looks more like a morning star. That would be really great. I'd like to see that. I'm not necessarily counting on it, but it'd be pretty cool if we did. I feel pretty good about that bullish move. Now, the RSI is still below 50. The daily volume is still angling downward. I would like to see it start to angle up. And today, if we get a nice green candle, would be the beginnings of that starting to angle up. I mean, last time we had a shift in volume was back here on May 13th to 14th. And we went from, let's see, let's just do we did a percent move of 34%. So if we did that again right now, from that, if we did a shift of that, we did a 34% move, we'd be looking at about $21 almost again. So that'd be pretty cool. See that in a couple of days. I'd feel pretty good about that. Let's take a look at the monthly on CleanSpark. Let's see how that looks, because we got a monthly candle the other day. So we are still in this handle, moving downward. The monthly for for May was minus 1.89%. I wonder how much dilution played a factor into that. Look at how squished that was. Just absolutely squished. Hopefully that selling pressure has been relieved, and June is left wide open to get up and above this descending channel here. That would be pretty amazing for June. That's what we're looking for there. We really got to crush this $18 level, hopefully without going back to $15 first. Let's take a look at here. We have been coming down on the volume. I would like to see the volume oscillator start to curl back up. The RSI is getting very close to this yellow line. I think once we contact that yellow line, we might bounce off of it and go right back up into oversold territory or overbought territory. That'd be pretty exciting, I think. Okay, let's move on to Bitfarms. Bitfarms is actually up 3.25% today. Oh wait, this is the Canadian one. Hold on. There we go. We're up 4% today. We are above $2.33. Take that, Riot. You have to pay more than you wanted to. Your offer was embarrassing, and you should be embarrassed for it. Okay, sorry for that outburst, but I was saying Riot's offer was too low. It continues to be too low, and Bitfarms is now proving that. Take that there. You can take that to the bank, literally, and pay more money. So that's great. I like seeing that on Bitfarms, especially because Bitfarms is a pretty big bag for me. Come on, Bitfarms, keep on trucking. I'd like to see your price even higher. That's amazing. Let's see if there's any SMAs in our way right now. No, we're above everything. We're above everything. We are trucking. Oh, we got the 20 about to cross the 200. Oof, man, that's gonna look good. We're almost going to start having these fan out in the way that the order that they need to be. Well, I'd like to see the 5, the 20, the 50, and then the 200. Once the 200 gets above the 50, and if it can hold up there, that'd be pretty sweet for Bitfarms, pretty amazing. And then we are on our way into a legit bull run after that starts happening. That'd be pretty great. That'd be pretty great. Now we could come down to 224 here to touch the 5-day again, like tomorrow or the next day, or we can stay off of it for a few days like we did before. But it looks like Bitfarms shareholders are pushing it up, and that is something we'd like to see as Bitfarms shareholders. Let's take a look at the monthly here. How are we doing on the monthly? So in the month of May, we went up 25.14%. That's pretty great. That's quite amazing. You can see that the volume oscillator here is doing what I want to see on CleanSpark. This is what I want to see on the CleanSpark chart. On the CleanSpark chart, this volume oscillator down here, kind of going from down to up. See it come up. I want to see it keep crawling up. That would be just exactly what I want to see. You can see that on the Bitfarms RSI, we came down, hit the midline there, what's it called? Can't remember. Not going to try to think of the word right. It bounced off of that line there, the yellow line there, the control line or whatever the heck it's called. And it's going back up again. It's up at 56 now. I like that. I like that a lot. It's pretty great. We are seeing now the June candle now up 3.5%. I would like to see that continue up. We do have the 20-month above us right at 242. We do need to conquer that. I mean, we are the 5-month is also holding us back at 235. Hopefully we can conquer those two things pretty soon this month. That would be amazing for us here on the Bitfarms chart. But I'm not mad. I'm not upset about this. This liquidity build from, you know, 350 all the way down to 150. That was a pretty great liquidity build. Once we start giving that back, I think we're going to give it back really, really fast to the upside here when it starts happening. And I think it is going to start happening pretty soon. Of course, we did start getting some new news on here. There was some news that Bitfarms was on track to reach their 21 exahash goal. This is production update for Bitfarms for May. I'm not going over it right now. I don't have enough time right now to do this. We'll go over all of these in the coming week or two about all the miners that we like. But first of all, I just want to mention this. They're on track to deliver their 21 exahash in 2024. That is a good news catalyst, and that is one reason we are seeing this move up today. That is something to keep in mind. They are on track. They're delivering some of that good news despite any of the headwinds, and we are currently trading at 230. Come on, guys, push it up a little bit. Of course, it's not financial advice, not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. So that's Bitfarms right now. They're on track to reach their 21 exahash as reported by them in their May production update. All right, let's move on to RIOT. So RIOT is up 3.8% today. We're hanging out at $10.11. This chart here is, disappointing as ever, but it is in this descending channel, and eventually we'll break it. And when it does, I think we'll be having a pretty good time. We're beneath all the SMAs. They're fanned out the wrong way. We got the 200 followed by the 50, followed by the 20, followed by the 5 on the way down. We got to get over all three of these. We really need to get over $10.41 on RIOT to see any significant moves. If we do not get over 10.41, we are not going to see any significant moves on RIOT. That's just it. That's just how it's going to be. This volume oscillator on the daily is moving harder and harder down. We are just hanging out right at 49 RSI. We are in bear territory on this thing. Not great, right? Get it together, man. I don't have time. I don't have patience for you to keep doing this anymore. Okay. That's my rant for the day. I've been holding on to some calls of theirs for a while, and they've just been dismal. So May was down 3.66% on RIOT. Let's take a look at the volume. All right, so the monthly volume for RIOT, you can see here it flattened out and it actually ticked up here. It's ticking up with the June print so far. That's not bad. That's the kind of thing I want to see. That's great. Where is this? Why is this like this? Let me just, there we go. You can see that the monthly RSI is at 45, so I really would like to see it come up to the yellow line here that is hanging out at about 51 and just cross over that. That would be fantastic. That would be really good for RIOT. But we have a long ways to go. We are hanging out at the top of this smaller descending channel, but the midline for the upper descending channel here is at 1156, which is also where this trend line is that we drew from back in October 2023. Both of those things are going to act as resistance, as well as $13.32. That's also going to act as resistance for us getting to the top of this range, which is currently at $17. Wouldn't that be amazing? But we got a lot of resistance in the way for us. The 20-month is sitting right there in our way at $10.55, followed by the 5-month up here at $11.46. If we can break those two things, though, the 50-month is all the way up at $15.69, which would be the next big zone of resistance trying to get to the top of this channel. So honestly, RIOT's got a lot of headwinds in front of it right now, but volume is turning around. RSI is trying to creep back up into the right places. I don't love this chart right now. It is looking very suppressed. I would like to see a big green candle in the month of June in order to feel good about this stock going forward. So that's what we're doing right now with RIOT. Let's take a look at Mara. Mara is up 6% today. That's pretty great. That's going to be pretty good for my calls. I should probably look at those instead of recording a video. RSI up at 55 for the day right now. We are getting out of this descending channel, this controlled sell-off that's been going on since May 22nd. We are peeking out above it. If we can stay at current prices today and hold through tomorrow, we could see this move away from this descending channel and back up to the top of the range at $22. That's pretty great. Let's take a look at the SMAs and see what is in our way right now. Nothing. There's nothing in our way. all the SMAs are in the right order. We got the 200 going below the 50, which is below the 20, which is below the 5. This is great. This is exactly what you want to see. Mara is lining up nicely. If we can break out of this descending channel, I could totally see us continuing to just go up off of this thing. Now that would be great. Honestly, it looks good. I like it. Let's take a look at the monthly. There we go. All right, the monthly for Mara. We are out of this descending channel now. This aggressive one that we've been in since February, we are out of it now. As of this month, we close out above it. Let me just turn those off for now. Yeah, we close out above that descending channel with this. As long as we stay above that like $19 range, we should be doing pretty good. Now the 5-month is providing some resistance here at 21.30. But the 50-month is down here to catch us at $18.09. So I really wouldn't see it going any lower than that, even in a flash down. Let's take a look at the volume. The volume is doing exactly what we want it to on this oscillator. It came down to a peak down here in May, and it is curling back up. That is beautiful. This thing is also giving us that Giga Cup vibes. Let's see how low it came on that thing, actually, before I get too excited. Let's see. We'll go from the top of it. Actually, oh, that's the brim. Okay, we got it here. We did go below it, but we never closed. Well, we did close, but we came right back up into it the next month. So I'm actually not feeling bad about that. And the fact that we came right back up above the midline on that cup, I'm not feeling bad about that. So I am still going to be looking at this as a cup and handle. It is a bit of a pennant there, which could be perceived as something of a bull flag, but I mean, it'd be a really ugly one. So I'm not holding my breath there. But the fact that the SMAs are on the right order, we really just have a couple here. This 5 to get over and conquer, and once we do that, we could very easily find ourselves back in the 30s on Marathon Digital, no problem. Let's take a look at Bit Digital. We're going to take a look at we're not going to do this backwards. We're going to take a look at the daily first, and then where are you? There we go. All right, daily. Let's take a look. So on Bit Digital, the daily, we are up in bull territory here. The volume did turn red on us though, so I don't love that, and it is diving a little bit. So this might not be a very long-lived one, but we are currently poking our head above the 200-day SMA. I like that. We've got the 5 over the 20 over the 50, which is good. We just got to get those 3 over the 200, and once we get that going, same thing with Bitfarms. It's just like with that. We are moving on up above that $3 level once we start getting those SMAs in the right order. So right now up 3.63% today. That is really, really good. Let's take a look at what the monthly did for us. So the month of May was actually a huge month. It was up 21.87% for Bit Digital. That's pretty great. We're up. We are below this center line here, this midline here for the smoothed average for the RSI here, which is at 52. We're at 48 right now, so we're just outside of bull territory. But you can see that the volume is sharply moving up on the monthly, and that is what I want to see. That is great volume. Good volume is going to bring good price. So let's have a look at that. That's going to be fantastic. If this could close, oh man, if this month could just close above 285, that would be so good for Bit Digital. We are above the 20 and the 5-month SMA, so those are acting as support instead of resistance right now. So really the lowest I could see us going on Bit Digital right now would be about 241. And honestly, the 5-month might catch us right here at 254. And the next SMA above us is all the way up here at the 50, which is at $5.29. That would be astronomical if we could just do that over the summer. That would be awesome. So let's see, it's coming down. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be great. This is all kind of shaping up to look really, really nice. Let's take a look at IREN now. All right, IREN, you've become a regular on the show. I don't own IREN, by the way, just mentioning. Ooh, that was a bull flag. Look at that thing. It came into the 5 and then just took off up into 888. It hit as high as $9.11. Man, this thing is going to run for the high up here. That is pretty great. And we do, so one thing I do need to mention. Volume it went up on dropping volume. That's not good. Second thing I need to mention, look at this RSI. We got a higher price and a lower RSI. That is bearish RSI divergence. So if we break the trend line from these guys, like from here, if we break this trend line here, that is confirmation of the RSI divergence, the bearish one. And then we see an island reversal, very similar to like back here. So keep your eyes for that. Keep your eyes on that. If this volume keeps dropping and this RSI doesn't get above where it was previously at that previous peak, which is at a much lower price than where we currently are, we could see a drop in price, a pretty dramatic one at that if that is to happen. So that's my bear warning there. But this is great. Celebrate this. This is a fantastic. This was a bull flag. If we hold up here, for the next day or two, yeah, we're going higher. But if we see like the next day kind of look like this candle here from February 15th, where we give back everything we got today, tomorrow, like look for that tomorrow. If we give back everything we got today, tomorrow, I'd be looking at this bearish RSI divergence as well as this falling volume as a sign that this is a fake out. So keep that in mind there for IREN. Okay, CORZ. Let's move on to CORZ real quick. We're gonna do the daily. Oh, blah. I didn't do the monthly. Didn't do the monthly. All right, let me look at the monthly for IREN. What is the monthly for IREN? In May, it was amazing. It was up almost 80%. That is insane. You can see that the volume oscillator here is basically vertical. That's pretty nuts. We are still crawling up right now, 12% up in the month of June already. That is just crazy to me. This thing is looking super, super strong right now, especially if we're basing right here. So that's really, really good. Okay, let's go back to the daily and let's bring up CORZ. We're going to look at CORZ real quick. And this is going to be the last one we look at today right now. All right. Okay, CORZ. So it came way, way down on Friday, 447, and today it's kind of looking like it's showing a little bit of weakness as well. We are hanging out at the 5-day. I do think at some point we may connect with the 20-day here before long, but I think the 20-day will be closer to like 440 by the time that we touch that and start taking off from it again. That's what I'm looking for on this thing. You can see the volume is dropping. RSI is also kind of dropping today. It kind of popped up a little bit, but this yellow line here might act as resistance for it and send it falling back down, especially with this volume falling on it right now. So I am looking to this more to the downside than the upside right now based on some of these metrics. That's all. I mean, it is overall a bullish trend, but we may see a few more bearish days out of this thing. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's take a look at the monthly. Out of the monthly, wow, there's so few months. So the month of May was up 62%. That's something to be proud of. We got nothing on the oscillators down here for the monthly, and the month of June now plus 3.68%. Let's take a look at the 2-day. Let's see if the 2-day gives us anything exciting. We are slightly overbought. We got like this really long wick doji here, overbought on the 2-day, volume oscillator falling. Yeah, I am looking at at least a few bearish days, maybe a bearish week on CORZ before it starts going back up again. So that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.